are going crazy.
Gay. Blouses.
Gallon truck.
Disaster.
Spaghetti.
Disaster.
Well, I mean, I'm no doctor.
We now join America's most popular show, already in progress. Everybody loves
Mitch and Sean. You guys are the greatest duo.
Fantastic.
That team sure did suck last night. They just plain sucked. I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
Hello, everybody, and welcome finally to another edition of the Post Game Pints podcast. I'm Mitch Gallo with Sean Campbell, and I have to say, Sean, it's just good to be back, finally recording some more content to all the people out there that are looking for sports content, beer content, or specifically Montreal Canadiens content today.
Yeah, you know what? The specifics of why there was a bit of hiatus, just letting everybody know, we didn't forget about you. I know I didn't forget about you, Mitch. I didn't forget about Dave. And we got some big plans for post-game pints. I know that the COVID pandemic has hit everybody, but it kind of hit post-game pints too. But don't you worry. We have plenty to come, including today.
Yeah, and I can't wait to get to all of that. But of course, Sean, we got to thank Trent to Do Entertainment, LaBrosse Brewery, as you're sipping on Campbell Gallo play-by-play IPA. And also we have Cunningham's Pub, of course, with their delicious chicken wings that I could go for right about now.
I can't wait till we have a wing eating contest post-game pints podcast edition.
Yeah, well, their 9-on-1 wings are insanely hot, so I'm going to have to stay away from those. But any of the milder kind, I'm all in. Coming up on the Post-Game Pints podcast, we will have a rapid fire almost immediately, followed by editor headlines, 3 apiece, and also we're going to test each other's sports knowledge. But, Sean, let's get into the rapid fire right away. 3 quick topics. This week, all surrounding the Montreal Canadiens. It was this week that they named and introduced Kent Hughes as their new general manager. Just from everything that's happened so far, what's your biggest takeaway with Hughes as GM?
Well, first things first, is he going to be a good GM? I don't know. Okay, so before we get into that, I don't think anybody knows because he hasn't done anything. But I like the idea of Gorton and Hughes together. Everybody's like, what about Ken Hughes? Ken Hughes, Ken Hughes. I go, but Jeff Gorton's still the one making big hockey operations decisions. And I thought that was a great hire. And now bringing in someone with a different background than Jeff Gorton and Kent Hughes, and that they can work together. They enjoy each other, their abilities. They trust each other. It'll be interesting to see how a dynamic works like that. I know that the GM is the face and the one that speaks all the time. But when you're an executive VP, let's be honest, you still hold a lot of water on hockey decisions. I think we saw that happen with a guy like Shanahan and the Leafs, right? It kind of trickles down from there. So I like the idea of both. I like the idea it's not just on one person. I like the idea that there's 2 people from 2 different backgrounds, one with a scouting and of course GM and that player procurement background, and then a guy like Ken Hughes who went into the law and then became an agent and got to know the players from that side. I think this duo could do a lot of good things for the Canadiens.
Yeah, and what I'll add to that is it really felt like people assumed that the general manager was going to be a puppet or just a figure for the organization, and that it was going to be really Jeff Gorton, who was the VP of Hockey Operations, pulling all the strings. As everything has unfolded, I really don't think that's the case. And I think if you look around the NHL and the way teams are built and the way teams are run, the GM position is such an extensive post that it's impossible to do it all on your own. And that's why you have to have this even distribution of power. The other thing I thought that really stood out was that the vision seemed to be the same. The vision of the two seemed to align. And I think that was very important. And I also thought that a lot of people are making these claims that these are two best friends and the interview process was just a formality and Jeff Gordon was going to bring in Kent Hughes from the very beginning. I really don't believe that to be the case. I think, they had to actually convince Kent Hughes to leave his agency and think about how lucrative that business is and how much money he was making. He left a very stable profession to become the general manager of the Canadiens and try to guide this team in the right direction to eventually, in their minds, hopefully win a Stanley Cup. So that's a lot to piece together and how this came together. But I think if you're a Canadiens fan, you have to be at least encouraged at everything you've heard in the last week.
Well, there's only one way to go up, right? He's taken over the Canadiens. They're dead last in the league. He's got a slew of draft picks. And here's the other thing is he's got Mark Bergevin didn't leave the cupboards bare. He's got draft picks. He's got 11 coming up in the draft in Montreal. He's going to acquire more via trade. And they have prospects that I think that they've really gotten a good eye on and see where they're at. So it's a pretty good situation, I think, for somebody to walk in on. All right. So Mitch, I got a question that I like to throw out here on the rapid fire. Out of all the 10 candidates that we heard from, and there are still positions to be held. And that was one of the questions at the press conference was, are you going to hire anybody? They didn't name drop anybody. They said, now Kent and Jeff are going to get together and create their staff. Is there anybody that you think could come in and help the Canadiens in another role if they're not going to be GM?
Yeah, well, you know what? I think Emily Castonguay stands out because of everything that was said about diversity in the organization. So I think at some point they would like to bring in a woman in the hockey operations. I understand the hire of Chantal Machabée, but I'm talking about somebody involved in the actual hockey making decisions. So that's why she would stand out. The only thing about Castonguay is she has a similar background to Kent Hughes, coming from the agency world. So then maybe Danielle Sauvageau makes sense since she was a former player and a former coach. I don't know what she's been up to and how far removed she is from the game, because I mean she was a coach at the Olympic level on the women's side a very long time ago. But I would think maybe one of those two would intrigue me. And then of the other candidates, if you make it to the final three, probably the team is still interested in you. And I know that they said they had good conversations with many of the candidates. So still, I would think that Danny Briere and Matthew Darche maybe is going to be looking at GM interviews with other teams. So that might be hard to get him.
He's gone. You had your chance. He's gone.
Yeah,
for sure.
And again, that would be a lateral move for him going from Tampa Bay and a very successful team. So maybe Briere, and if not Briere, maybe a Marc Denis. Those are the names that come to mind right away.
I would love to see Briere or even a Marc Denis. I know who did very well in this process. Maybe come in and run Laval. Because Briere was running an ECHL franchise. To me, it's kind of a progression to go AHL, and then maybe down the line he gets to run an NHL job, and you slap an assistant GM on him, and he's part of that process of the whole big picture. I'd love to see something like that. That's kind of what I was looking at.
All right, and finally, Sean, the last topic here on the rapid fire portion of the Post Game Pints podcast. Out of everything that came out of Kent Hughes' mouth, what stood out?
I kind of liked a little bit how he was a little combative. Combative wasn't the way, but he's like, "Hey, I earned this job. They wouldn't have hired me if I wasn't the best person. I'm very confident in what I can do, and this was an opportunity of a lifetime to be general manager of the Montreal Canadiens." I know he spoke about hockey and some of the tactics and the philosophies that he has. I think there's going to be a lot of time for that, and you'll start to see that with some of the moves. But yeah, I think you got to see a little bit of Kent Hughes' personality come out when he discussed about how confident he was in himself to do the job.
Yeah, that really stood out for sure. To me, the most reassuring thing that I heard was the plan to build a team and build a team that isn't just good for 1 year, but is good for years in the future. Like they don't want this to be a one-off, and it's really a contrast to the Marc Bergevin era, where it was very much try to get into the playoffs every year, and then anything can happen. This feels like it's no, we're gonna build a team that when we get to the playoffs, we have a good chance to win every year. And obviously that takes time. We know the Kent Hughes' contract is 5 years long. So that stood out to me. And then, of course, everybody, starts drooling at the mouth when they hear about his vision for an offensive-minded team that relies on puck possession and plays fast with the puck. Of course, that is going to be the quote that stands out.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how the analytics department plays a role. He said, look, we get analytics. Is it to get players that fit our analytics, or do we make our players play the way that we want them to play? He said that's not an answer that he can give, but it's an interesting way that how he's going to use the analytic department. So that's a little bit of a rundown here on the rapid fire about Kent Hughes. But I thought it was a first good day, a first good impression for him, Mitch.
Like I said before, if you're a Canadiens fan, I think you feel a whole lot better about the team today than you did a few weeks ago.
All right. Are we going right into our editor headlines segment here on the Post Game Pints podcast?
Yeah, we are, but we need a little help. We need a little help from our friends.
Yeah, there he is. Hey, Mr. Dave Trenadui. I noticed, Dave, what shirt you wearing today?
Oh, I'm wearing my Mitch Gallo shirt, my Angry Gallo shirt. I'm sorry, Campbell. Yours in the wash, to be honest. I rotate between them all the time. I love them both.
I don't stand a chance today, Mitch. I don't stand a chance.
Well, hey,
I'm not biased. I'm very unbiased.
And Dave, you know what? I just think you look better in red than you look in purple.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't know, but it all tastes good.
All right, so here's how it's going to work. Editor headlines. Campbell and I are going to give 3 apiece. Dave, if you like what you hear, the listener hears. And if you don't like what you hear, all right, simple enough.
All right, do you want to start or you want me to start? Oh, it's editor headlines. You always start, Mitch.
All right, so I'll start. And Sean, how can I go anywhere else than what we just spoke about for 10 minutes? The Kent Hughes hire.
All right. Are all 3 of yours about Kent Hughes?
No. I tried to diversify.
I didn't. I went all 3.
You went all 3? I mean, I could try to go multiple, but anyways.
I just hope you didn't steal one of mine. I really like my last one, though. I'm going
to start there, though, Sean. And I want to go directly to the quote that I just spoke about. The offense wanting to be a fast team with the puck, possession, all that stuff. So I would write a whole story about the vision of Kent Hughes. And the headline would read, hoping for some Kent entertainment.
Entertainment.
I'd
probably just go with straight Kentertainment. That's not bad. So I'm gonna go with a little bit of playoff of Mr. Kent Hughes being named general manager of the Montreal Canadiens, and you gotta realize, this is always something that goes past just sports here in Montreal, because when you're the general manager of the Montreal Canadiens, that's something big. That's something extra, right? That's something that doesn't just transcend sports. It goes across everybody. Everybody talks about it, right? It's front page. It would be Hughes News.
I like that one as well.
Yeah, you're lucky I didn't start with one of my other Hughes ones, because I had something very, very similar.
Why do you think I went with that one first?
Well, I'm going to get away from the Hughes topic from my other 2.
Okay.
Sean, it was earlier this week that Team Canada announced Claude Julien as the head coach for the men's Olympic team, and also Shane Doan is the GM. Yeah, the former Coyotes captain is the GM of Team Canada for the Olympics. So my headline would read, "Don't stop believing."
You got to hang on to that feeling.
I like that one too.
Ah, yes, that's good. That's good. You gotta, but the thing is, when you play that song, you can't just go to the beginning to get to the "Don't Stop Believing." You really have to like fast forward to about
Yeah, I know
it's
takes
a
it takes
2 minute
a
and 30-second mark of that
it's a
song.
commitment at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. One I said earlier, I kind of like where I got the personality of Kent Hughes a little bit. When the first refutes was like, "Hey, your friendship, your best friends. Why did you interview other people? Because you guys are BFFs." And blah. First things first, okay? If I were ever the VP of hockey operations, Mitch, you're my VBF. I'd hire you, okay? You'd be my GM. And they go, "Hey, you hired your VBF." I'd be like, "Yeah, I did. I did. Deal with it." And he didn't go that way, but he did give a little bit of attitude on his when he responded, right? He said, "We're not friends, but we're acquaintances. We know each other." And I pretty much felt like he just told that media member to Kent Bent.
I like
All
it.
right.
I could have
Sean,
went Kent, but I thought Kent Bent was better.
I thought that was pretty good. All right, my final editor headline today, and I am going to dedicate this one to you
Mhm.
and a good friend of ours.
Okay.
I can't tell you who the good friend is until I am through with the headline.
Is it the guy that we went golfing with that I had no idea who we were golfing with?
No, no,
Shout out to Ricky.
it is not. You'll see what I'm getting at here. But Sean, today, or I should say tonight, the Maple Leafs were playing the New York Rangers,
Mhm.
and Michael Bunting of the Maple Leafs has scored.
Congratulations.
And he's having a great season.
Mhm.
He's at 9 goals on the year, and he's got 24 points. He's playing on the top line. If people want to go listen to one of the former podcasts, Sean Campbell, not a fan of Michael Bunting going into the season, but he's performing well. So my headline reads, Leafs Bunting is a home run.
You know why? Because when you bunt to get a home run, there was just a lot of errors, and there's just a lot of errors on that one. And you know what? 9 goals, 24 points. If you got to play on the top line, I think I would have, honestly, if I played on the top line with Toronto, I'd have like 4 goals and 13 points, and that's very insulting to Michael Bunting.
I think you would get hurt after the first game.
I am old.
You would be like, oh, Zdeno Chara winding up for a slap shot? I'm going to stick my ankle out. Classic.
I would do that.
Classic.
I would do that. All right, my final one. Are you a Dr. Seuss fan, Mitch?
Other than the Grinch and the Cat in the Hat, not so much.
Okay, Dave.
I like Dr. Seuss. I like Dr. Seuss.
Good. You right? You got a baby on the way?
Exactly. I'm loading up.
You got to get these Dr. Seuss books in. You got to, there's these movies that have come out, and I just I just felt like this worked really well because, after the whole process and interviewing everybody, it ended up being Kent Hughes, and pretty much we know that's the executive VP of hockey operates, and Jeff Molson gets to make a choice, and there was this whole thing, but it's Jeff Gorton, right? So my headline reads, Gorton, here's a Hughes.
I like it. Made me chuckle.
Yeah. If you like Dr. Seuss, you know that one.
That's very good.
That one.
You did. You see, you said you did Cat in the Hat and the Grinch, but they even made a movie out of that book with Horton. Here's a Who. So I'm just like,
No idea, but good on Dave for getting the reference.
Hey, that's a classic Dr. Seuss book. Horton, here's a Who, and this is Gorton, here's a Hugh. I think it makes a lot of sense.
All right, you want to move on to a pop quiz here?
Yeah, because I won.
Should we keep Dave around to try to guess some of the answers or what?
Dave, you want to help out? You want to be a phone a friend for
sure
for our pop quiz? So Mitch, do you want me to start with you with my pop quiz for you?
Sure. So what? Do we get rid of Dave, and then if we want to phone a friend, we can bring him back or what?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Bye, Dave.
Bye, Dave. Yeah, I like that we could bring Dave back and forth on this. This is good.
That was pretty cool the way he just disappeared.
He's like, see you later. Bye. All right. So pop quiz here. This is right up your alley. I think you're going to do pretty well. I don't know if you're going to have to phone a friend, but maybe you will.
Okay.
Because I know you're a big Alex Ovechkin fan.
That's right.
Right. And what did Alex Ovechkin do recently?
Score?
Yes. He scored another power play goal, becoming the all-time leader in power play goals.
Okay.
Okay. Because he's number 1, I want to know who are the next 5 on the all-time active power play goals list.
Oh, you
Active.
threw me a curveball with the active.
Yes, I got the players playing today. Active power play goals. I want to know who's 2 through 6. Does that make sense? I know you know who
Yeah.
number 1 is. This is right up your alley, and I'm just curious how many wrong answers before you get all 5.
All right.
That's what because I know you'll get all 5, but I want to
Yeah.
know how many wrong answers before you get all 5.
All right. So let's see. Stamkos.
That would be number 2. Very good, Steven Stamkos. I like that you're doing it in order. Can you get the
I
next one?
can't do it in order.
Okay.
Malkin.
You're in order. That's 2 and that's 3. Now, Mitch, think about it because now you're starting to streak. I told you this is a question for you. So I want to know if you can get them now in order. If you get number 4, 5, and 6 in order, I'm going to be very impressed. You got, of course, Stamkos at 2 and Malkin at 3.
All right. Joe Thornton.
You're right, but you're in the wrong order.
Okay.
He's 5th, so you missed number 4. That's great. So you got Joe Thornton. So Steven Stamkos has 173, Malkin 154, Joe Thornton 146. You're missing 4 and 6. No wrong answers. You're 3 for 3. You didn't get them in order, but you got 4 and 6 remaining.
Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane. It's funny when I made the list. I wrote it all the way down to Patrick Kane because I knew you were going to say Patrick Kane. He is number 11 on the list.
Shoot. Crosby.
Crosby is number 6. So you have 1 wrong answer. You have 4 of the correct answers for this pop quiz. Power play goals, all-time active leaders. Ovechkin 1. I gave you that one. Stamkos, Malkin. Who's 4? Joe Thornton and Crosby.
Corey Perry.
Corey Perry is incorrect. Not
Oh,
even.
wow. I really thought I was going to walk off on that one.
No. You have the right. How's this? I'll give you a clue. You have the right mind frame by saying Corey Perry. You'll realize that this is the guy that you need to say. Corey Perry is a step in the right direction.
I would like to phone a friend, please.
Okay. I'm going to phone a friend. Let's bring in Dave Trenadui.
Hello, guys.
I gave you a clue that Corey Perry is a step in the right direction when thinking about this final player.
I think I actually know this one because I think I've read it on Twitter somewhere recently. So you want me to just say it or?
Yeah, you're phoning a friend. I guess so, Dave.
My guess for you, Mitch, would be Joe Pavelski.
Oh, good guess, Dave. I'm going to.
You know it's a good guess because it's the right answer. The moment he said Joe Pavelski, you knew it was the right answer, Mitch.
Yeah.
So yes, there you go. Joe Pavelski is the correct answer. Stamkos, Malkin, Pavelski, Thornton, Crosby, active power play goal leaders in the National Hockey League. Well done.
Thanks, Dave. Bye, Dave.
Oh, Dave, 1 for 1 on phone a friend. You can put that on the bottom, right? Dave, 1 for 1 on phone a friend.
All right, Campbell. Guess what?
Power play goals.
My pop quiz.
Yes.
Also has to do
with Ovechkin.
Alex Ovechkin. Because what did he do this week? He hit the 25 goal plateau.
Mm-hmm.
Ovechkin has the 4th most 25 goal seasons in NHL history.
4th most 25 goal seasons.
Yes, but it's a tie from 4th to 8th.
Okay.
So I want you to complete the list. I've given you number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Top 8 25 goal seasons in NHL history.
So most 25 goal seasons?
That's right.
All right. Well, not Crosby. Gretzky's got to be there.
Gretzky is not there
for 25 goal seasons.
25 goal seasons.
So how many is that for Ovechkin?
16.
It's 16.
Yeah.
That's 4. See, right away I was going to go Gretzky and Bossy, but Bossy didn't play enough, so Bossy's not a guess.
So now,
and then they takes Lemieux out with 16
figure out where
seasons.
you have to go with this.
What?
I think you have to figure out where you have to go with this now.
Oh no, longevity.
Yeah.
Right? It's longevity. Give me Luc Robitaille.
Luc Robitaille is incorrect.
Okay. Wow, that's so 25 goal seasons in the National Hockey League. 16 is number 4.
And it's tie 4 through 8. They're all 16.
4 through 8 is all 16.
Yeah.
Gordie Howe.
Gordie Howe is number 1 with 20.
Yeah, and so Gordie Howe. So I got to go longevity. Steve Yzerman.
Incorrect.
I played like 20 years. Marlowe.
Incorrect.
I know Mike Gartner's in there.
Mike Gartner is number 3 at 17.
Yeah, he has like the streak for most like 30 goal seasons.
That's right. Yep.
So Mike Gardner. So I need guys of goals. Oh, Teemu Selanne.
Teemu Selanne, also at 16.
Okay. Did Pavelski make this list? Is he played 16
he
years?
did not.
I don't think he's played 16 yet. So I was like, maybe 16. Goal scoring consistency for 16 years. 25 goals. It's a lot. Gretzky didn't make 25. Lemieux didn't make 25. Dion?
16. Yep.
Yeah. Dion made, so I'm thinking about there. Messier played a long time.
No Messier.
No, I didn't.
You are now missing 2, 6, and 7.
I'm only missing 3. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I was missing more than that. Sakic? No. Yes?
Nope.
No, I didn't think so. Patrick Kane. Now I'm just talking to myself.
Would you like to phone a friend or what?
He's 1 for 1 on Phone a Friend. So let's go to Dave for Phone a Friend.
Hello.
Hi, Dave. now you have this stat going down on the bottom here for 1 for 1.
I know, a lot of pressure now.
Yeah, so we're missing 2, 7, and 8, but I guess it's somebody that had a 17 season or 18.
One is 18. Yeah,
one is 18 games, 18 seasons of 25.
I have a guess. I'm gonna go with Jaromir Jagr.
Jaromir Jagr, 18, 25 goal seasons.
Dave, 2 for 2 on Phone a Friend.
Now we're missing 2 of the 16s.
2 of the 16s for 25 goals. Let me see. You got any? Do you want to drop a hint? Iginla?
No. Dave, do you need a hint?
Yeah.
Dave Andrechuk.
Not Dave Andrechuk.
He scored a lot of goals.
What about Matt Sundin?
Not Matt Sundin.
No.
It's
like goal scoring is hard because goal scoring, like it really trickles down in the later years.
Right.
I think getting 25 goals at 35 years old.
These 2 are going to give it away.
Okay,
but I'll give the clues anyways. 1 is an NHL executive, and 1 is a drunk.
Yeah, okay, I got them both. And they played on the same. They played on the same team.
Yes, they played on the same team.
Yeah. Okay,
Dave already said one of them. Brendan Shanahan is the exec.
Yeah. Let's go Blues!
They said, "Let's go Blues." I say, we went Blues.
Cheers, Brett.
Cheers, Brett. Yeah. All right. So we done?
Brett, I should have had. I apologize. Brett, I should have had for sure. And Jagr, I should have had. So that's 2 out of the 3 that remained. Shanahan, I probably would have missed. But
Dave, you better keep your all-time stats.
So what does this count as 2 for 2? Because
2 for 2. I phoned you. You got 1 right. So you got 1 phone.
Okay.
And
You're not giving him 2 for 3?
Yeah.
Sweet. 2 for 2. I'll take it.
All right. Cheers, guys.
All right. So that's all the time we have on the Post Game Points podcast. But don't forget, Sean.
Yes.
Click, listen, subscribe, comment, and please continue to support because we want to continue to make all this fantastic content.
And let us know if you want to see more Dave or hear more Dave.
Dave's not here, man.
Well, how's that for your entertainment value?
They've done their job very, very well.
Awesome!
No.